What is up, all my dorks, nerds, geeks, and gamers? It's your host, Ghost here, and you are watching another episode of Wet Ink. Today we are taking a look at the first issue of the three-part series, Curse of the Man-Thing. This series actually goes through three different separate Marvel series of themselves, which is Avengers. We have Avengers, Curse of the Man-Thing to start things off. Then it goes into Spider-Man, Curse of the Man-Thing, and then X-Men, Curse of the Man-Thing to finish up the trilogy of stories. So basically, in this first issue of this three-part trilogy, we start off with this lady named Harriet, who is basically a god. She calls herself the Harrower, but she can basically create and destroy biological matter. She can. She's a god. She can do whatever she wants. She can go through time. She can live forever. She has magical powers, so she's a very strong opponent to start the series off, to set the tone. We understand that she's mad, that she thinks that she deserves more than what she's getting. She deserves to be more powerful than what she already has. And that leads to her doing something rash later on in the story that could lead to bigger repercussions for the whole Marvel comic book universe as a whole. So then after that, we cut to the origin of Man-Thing and how he sort of got his powers. With Harriet getting a warning from kind of the elder god or the elder witch or whoever this major entity is in the Marvel universe. She tells her that you're going too far, but you're young, so we're going to let you do it. And if you cross the line, then we will step in and we'll try to stop you. After that, we cut back to Man-Thing. After we get the origin of Man-Thing, I assume she has something to do with creating Man-Thing because she does know all his weaknesses right off the bat. So we cut to the origin of Man-Thing. And then after that, we cut to her getting yelled at. And then after that, we cut to Man-Thing chasing this guy through the swamp. We actually get a very, very brutal kill scene of all these roots going into this guy's body here, as you can see by this page here. So yeah, very brutal scene for Man-Thing. I'm a huge Man-Thing fan. I like Swamp Thing from DC. I like Man-Thing. I like them both equally. But Man-Thing and then the Marvel Universe never gets the love. He never has many stories that are memorable enough to tell people about, to look up Man-Thing stories. So I'm really glad that they're going back to this and they're really injecting him into the Marvel comic book universe again and making him relevant forcibly if they have to, which is cool. I really like that. I respect that for Marvel. But then after that, we cut to this guy getting killed. Then Man-Thing's getting kind of praised by Harriet. She's like, "Oh, amazing job. You did great. Thanks for doing my will. You're more useful than a shark." Stuff like that. Then after that, Man-Thing grabs her because she thinks that he's trying to make a move on her. He grabs her and throws her to the ground. They have a tussle. They do a few punches back and forth. But then the one panel that blew my mind was with one uppercut. She knocks Man-Thing's whole brain, his eyeballs out, his spinal cord, all of it. Shuts him down, and she picks up his skin. And she was like, "I basically scalped Man-Thing. So I'm the most powerful thing in these swamps. I'm going to do what I need to do." And that's the end of that. But before that, we also got described that Man-Thing is the protector of all the multiverse. We didn't know that in Marvel lore. I think we might have known that, but it's definitely cemented in here that Man-Thing is the protector of the Marvel multiverse. So with him gone, she can do whatever she wants to do with the multiverse. Maybe find a more powerful version of herself. After that, we cut to Brooklyn and Wakanda, New York, and all these places around the world. These trees have sprouted out, and nobody knows what's going on with them. And when human beings touch them, they catch on fire. They just spontaneously combust and they die right there on the spot on fire. It's very painful, very traumatic to see. And for the Avengers to see something like this, man, they all get together in Wakanda and they're thinking, we got to split up. We got to figure out what to do. We got to stop these trees from, catching people, burning them alive. So the team split up. We have She-Hulk and Captain America as one team. We got Thor and Blade as another going to London. She-Hulk and Captain America are going to Avengers Mountain. We got Iron Man and Captain Marvel going to Sydney, Australia. And then we got Ghost Rider in Los Angeles. And of course you got Black Panther in Wakanda. So they're all separated. They're all trying to figure out, they're dealing with these trees. What's going to happen next? How are they going to get past this situation? We cut to Captain America and She-Hulk as they are in the Avengers Mountain, and their tree splits apart, and these little creatures come off the tree. And the thing that makes these creatures terrifying, in which their heads actually kind of look like virus kind of nodules. But the terrifying thing about these creatures is when they grab you, you catch on fire. So either if they touch you, you catch on fire. If you touch them, you catch on fire. If you touch the tree, you catch on fire. So a very bad situation altogether. But of course, Cap comes in along. He comes swinging his shield, flinging around, killing these little things through the air, punching them in the face. And then we got Hulk, She-Hulk coming in with her looks like a bat, just swinging around, killing all these guys, bashing them. But then Captain America's shield gets hit with a vine, and this vine actually takes over his whole body and puts him into a coma-like state where he's kind of has to, it's like a dream-like state where he doesn't know what's going on, and he's trying to figure this all out. And he gets attacked by all the other Captain Americas, which we just saw one in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, John Walker. He's here. All these different Captain Americas who have taken his place show up to kill Steve Rogers' Captain America. They get in a fight. They're all saying their bad words. You can't. You're not stronger than us. We never were trying to live up to you. We were better than you. Stuff like that. And Cap, of course, straps on his shield, and he takes all these guys on one against 5. He wins. He beats all of them single-handedly. He's the last one standing, and he actually picks up the other shield of one of the Captain Americas, and he says, "You drop this," and hands it back to him. So just to show his dominance as the Alpha Captain America in the multiverse, which I think is what this is leading to, some sort of multiversal story. Maybe, but we'll see. After that, we cut to all the different Avengers fighting these tree monsters and trying to figure out what to do with the tree. After this, the tree at the Avengers Mountain, where She-Hulk and Captain America is currently stuck in the vines, actually sets off these spores, and the spores can be breathed in, and when humans breathe them in, well, guess what? You catch on fire. So either you catch on fire from the spores, either you touch the tree and you catch on fire, or these things get off the tree and they chase you down and they touch you and you catch on fire. So once again, a horrible situation for the Avengers to be in. They're still trying to figure it all out. We cut back to the goddess who started all this problem in the first place when she killed Man-Thing. She is on a swamp. She finds this mosquito, and she says, this will be used for later. So we don't know what she does with that mosquito, but she's going to be doing something with that mosquito. So we'll find out later. Maybe in Curse of Man-Thing, Amazing Spider-Man, Curse of Man-Thing, or X-Men Curse of Man-Thing. One of the two, we'll find out. So we cut back to, once again, the Avengers dealing with these things, fighting them off. Wakanda's tree is not catching people on fire, but that's because Wakanda has put a shield around it to stop people from touching it, and from the spores from getting out. So they are having more luck than the other people of the world trying to fight this Man-Thing tree, whatever's going on. Terrible threat around the world. We cut back to Captain America, and he's confronted by someone in the woods. And apparently this guy talks to him, and he says that maybe I'm a part of the problem. And Cap's like, "Why? Who are you?" And he says, "I'm Dr. Ted Salius," which is Man-Thing, before he turned into Man-Thing. And he says, "Well, I was making a Captain America formula, and that's kind of what led to my creation as Man-Thing, and I think that's why you're here. Maybe there's an answer in the formula itself, or we can work together to figure out what this answer is." So they're kind of having this conversation in the streamscape still, while Cap's still wrapped up in these vines and still in this state. We cut back to the other Avengers. They're fighting on and off. But then Captain Marvel, of all the Avengers, she starts to realize, she's like, well, what if we can't save these people? What if it's just like a virus and it just wipes everybody out, or a bacteria? And it's natural cause. It just wipes everybody out and they all die. At that point, these spores go into Captain Marvel's breath, and she catches on fire, and she realizes, you know what, it's not a biological thing, it's fear. Fear is what's catching these people on fire, and then it caught her on fire. But you know what, she's Captain Marvel, she's like, you know what, she's sitting here on fire, and she says, I can take the heat, literally sitting there on fire. She's like, I can take the heat. So we don't know what happens to her. She's going to be on fire the whole rest of the story, with the Man-Thing story, who knows. But we cut back to Captain America and Man-Thing, the human version, talking to each other back and forth, still trying to decide how they can help each other, if they can help each other. Then we find out where Cap's like, well, you created this formula that created you as Man-Thing. Do you have more of it? Well, then we get the big reveal at the very end of the book, at the very end of this issue, where he states, I didn't create it. So we don't know who created this formula that created Man-Thing. I'm assuming that it is a witch god person who is in the very beginning of the issue. She's going to be the big string puller here. We still have to go through the Amazing Spider-Man Curse of Man-Thing, which, as you can see here, the teaser on the back looks amazing. We have Kirk Connors here, which I figured he would play into it with all this virus play and medical procedures and stuff like that. So, of course, if anyone's going to know how to help fix this problem, it's going to be Kirk Connors. But once again, Avengers, Curse of Man-Thing, amazing cover, amazing, beautiful artwork within this issue. Great story so far. I'm curious on where they cross it over into the other two superhero comics. But other than that, great start to a good 3-part series. I'm definitely looking forward to finishing the other 2 issues. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this episode of Wet Ink. Do you enjoy the Man-Thing series? Let me know down below. Or would you rather see me take on more Avengers comics? Maybe I could do that as well. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And as always, keep it right here on Dorks Den. I've been your host, Ghost. Adios, guys.